yeah. That was my dog. That was my dog. So guys, gonna head to my dorm now. I'll show you guys around the dorm. Like, let me just invite a friend. My game crashed because some kid just had to mess around and like start a game. My game had to work. So if you're watching, can you say hi in chat, please? Please put hi in chat if you're watching this stream. So I'm joining it for now. If you're watching, please type hi in chat. It's just a continuation of the last stream. Just have to change the name quickly. So guys, I'm just doing some Maker Pen classes. Like, I'm really bad at Maker Pen.
Back up. I'm getting really sick and tired of people coming near me when I'm trying to show you guys.
Everybody, back the hell up.
Hey, Branch.
He's trying to teach. If you want to learn,
whenever you want this piston to go up, we went through this earlier. I don't know if you're here or not, but I'll go through it quickly again. When this signal is sent, it's going to store this signal. So whenever this is sent, it's going to pulse a signal here. It's going to store it. So remember, whenever this signal is active on the multiplication setting, this whatever value you have here is going to be outputted to here. So remember when I went over the speed? So if we have my 100 speed there, it's gonna like add that. And if we want to do the same thing with the bottom, we can just clone this combinator right here. The speed is multiplying extremely fast for some reason.
okay.
Never mind. That'll be fine. And then whenever... Okay.
Shut up.
Sorry, I'm sorry guys. Just have to deal with people like this. Continuing. Now whenever we want this to go down, remember we want that speed constantly being sent. So we want that to be sent there. And now remember, we don't want the speed to be multiplied. Like it's going to keep multiplying over and over and over if we keep hitting that zone. And we want it to reset. So if this is my upward direction, obviously, I want it to reset when I'm going down and vice versa. So when you go up, the down one will reset, and when you go down, the up one will reset. So now if I hit this,
interesting.
My piston's going to move down. And if I wanted to stop it halfway, I can go like this. My speed's really low. Sorry guys, I have to fix that.
Yeah, this is very helpful.
Interesting.
There we go. Now, hit this. It's gonna go down.
Very
storing that value.
interesting.
And if I hit this, it's gonna store that value. This is like how you make like a basic piston system, basically. So most people would teach you how to do this with state machines. And it's good to learn how to do that because it's a lot simpler than using
Hello.
Oh wait, I just realized something. Yeah, it's constantly adding the speed because they're hitting the same direction. But basically, as I was saying, back up.
Bretching.
Back up. Back up.
Sorry.
We're good.
Back the fuck up.
I'm trying to focus.
Well,
I can't remember what I was saying. It's constantly adding the signal because people keep hitting the fucking trigger zone.
Doctor, I want to do my hair.
This is
Guys, back up and please let him teach.
Okay, well, as I was saying, most people would teach you how to do this with a state machine, which would be easier, but the purpose of me teaching you to do it the hard way is so that you can understand how the state machine is doing what it does. So, like, obviously, it's simpler to make a rotator or a piston with state machines, but this is the actual way to learn real circuits, like to understand all the math chips rather than relying on state machines for everything.
Okay.
So we're gonna walk through, like, since I just showed you guys how to make this piston move, we're gonna walk through how to make it actually track the player and how to make it multiply those speeds the right way. So if you come down here, you can probably understand these chips now after I just walked you through all that.
Yeah.
You can probably understand what I've done here.
This makes more
And
sense.
understand that it's actually not that hard to get. If you kind of understand the math chips, if you understand this one chip called the combinator chip, you're pretty much good to make pistons move and all that. So I'll walk through the look at Gizmo's pick. I'll just show you guys how this tracks real quick. You guys can watch the wires fire. So like the wires are gonna fire whenever it goes to the direction. See, so whenever it's in that zone, it's multiplying the speed for the direction it's going in. So, remember when I said positive is forward, negative is backwards? So this piston is facing this way. So whenever I want this to come toward me, it's going to be hitting, the look at is going to be hitting this zone right here, this zone. So it's going to be making that speed multiply when it's totally in the zone. I'm also going to walk through quick object collision, the really basic way, so that it doesn't walk through walls. But let's start with this first. So, now that I walked you through that, we're going to go through actually how to make like the pistons for the NPC. So I think a good place to start, big deal. Just so you guys know, I'm not crazy. I'm talking to somebody on Discord, also my friend. But we're just going to start with a basic, like, one-directional type piston NPC, just so you can understand how to look at it's going to track the player. So I've went over this system multiple times where, like, it multiplies the speed. You're probably sick and tired of hearing that, so we're just going to continue. So positive, because this is in front. Negative, because this is behind. So now we've been over how to make a player move the piston. We're going to be over how to make like an object track an object or a player. So if I want these trigger volumes to move with this piston, just like you would clamp a sword or something for like a custom weapon or something like that, the bronze part is just going to go to these. So now if this piston were to move, it would just move the trigger volumes with it. This is so when the look at is looking the direction, it'll keep multiplying the speed and won't just go through the trigger zone. So now next, oh my god, it's good. It's okay. It's alright.
You know, you can just undo it.
I didn't do it, you did it.
Yeah, I know.
I can't undo your movement.
Can you get the
Can you move?
away?
Thank you. Alright, next. So
Yeah.
remember what I
Just take
said,
it far away.
we've done this with players, right? So now we're gonna go through how to do this with objects instead. I did not mean to select all those. I like keeping my chips really organized. You can lay them out in whichever way you want so you understand them the easiest. So remember I said players, we've been over that. Well, now we want to make a track an object. So when you configure a trigger zone, you can filter the trigger zone by a tag so that any object won't activate the trigger zone. So remember what I said, positive is forward, negative is backwards. I want to find the positive value, so I know that that's this one right here.
Notice on this, get it.
I found a gizmo.
You did that twice.
Get it, not me.
Man, can you just stop talking while I'm trying to show people this, please?
Okay.
I'm gonna start running private classes if people keep being like this. Alright, continuing. So now negative value, backwards trigger. So now we know that if we set this to player, we'd be able to move it by just if I were to hit this, it would move both the trigger zones with it, and it would go like, I'd have to go like this to keep it moving. But if, let's say I'm gonna make it track an object. So this is just gonna be a look at gizmo tutorial real quick, because we need to know the look at gizmo in order to understand what to do next. So when you configure any MakerPen object, you can configure the text. So I'm going to use C. If I go to my gizmos and I spawn in the look at gizmo, and always make sure, if you ever have any problems, to just check if the gizmo is even on. So when you configure the look at gizmo, okay.
I didn't even mean to pick that up. I'm so sorry. Are you?
Yes, I'm not kidding you. You grab it, you get kicked. That's how I'm doing things from now on. I'm sick of getting interrupted.
What is this tutorial?
Continuing. So now, when you configure the look at gizmo, you can configure what tag it follows. So, if I configure it to follow the same tag, you might want to pay attention to this. This is kind of the whole NPC, how you get it. It's alright.
Yeah, I'm back.
But if you, I'm just trying to show you, because I know if you want to learn how to do this, is move.
Hey.
Move.
Hey, I got a question. What time do you think Alucard started playing Rec Room?
Do I give a shit?
No, you seemed to when you were yelling at him for no reason.
No, he's interrupting me. And you were interrupting me too, so
I think he's talking about when I'm room and you're calling me trash because all my rooms are just inventions, but they aren't.
And they're definitely not all of them.
No, don't do that.
And he
Don't do
started
that.
early 2017.
I've been building rooms.
December 30th, 2017.
28th. That's my birthday.
Exactly. This person.
That's the day you got your PSVR, right?
Yeah.
Can you all stop interrupting me now, or am I just gonna have to kick you?
I guess I'll
Thank you.
go. Alucard, follow me.
Alright, so now, like I said, we can configure an object to have certain tags. So I just tag this MakerPen object with C. If I configure this look at, you want to make it follow the same object you tagged. So like, if tag follow, we know that we just tagged this with C, so we want this to follow the tag C. There's also tracking options. There's an average option, which is really unreliable because it tracks multiple objects at once. It's better just to have it track the closest thing. I'll go over how to make this track players also. So this is the object tracking look at gizmo. We're going to go over how to make a look at gizmo track players now. So all you need for this really is just a roll chip. I cloned this, so it's even tracking that, but if I set this to players and I rotate this, it's going to stop tracking. So player roll. So we want this to follow a roll. We got to go to the game chips and get a roll chip, because it's going to track if this player has this roll or not. If we want, say we're making an NPC horror game and we want this to apply when the game is started or something, you can just get a game state chip, game started, roll mapper. I'll go over that all.
That was an accident, sorry.
It's alright, that's okay, that's not a big deal. Let's just call the roll tracking. So now if I configure my look at gizmo, I can see the player roll tracking just came up. So it's not going to track me yet because I haven't applied the roll to anybody nearby or myself. So now the next thing you're going to need, which is right next to the roll chip, is the roll mapper chip. If you configure it, you can see it has 4 options. You can change the player's roll, you can remove it, add it, and you can track whether or not the player has the rolls. For this, we're going to be needing to add the player roll. Now, remember when I said earlier you can block player IDs with the OR gate, like the OR setting of the only. For this, we're going to need it to track the player ID in order to add the roll. So I want to make sure I have add and tracking. So now, when entering this zone, it's going to put my player ID into the player. So, it's going to start tracking me.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay,
You can
NPC
configure
started
a-
report to Blue if you want to become a maker pen teacher.
You can configure. You can configure it to track different limbs.
Get the fuck away from my fucking microphone
You
now.
can make it track right hand,
I am
and you
sorry
can
for
even
my
make it
language.
track your both your hands. See?
Please leave me alone. I just had sex.
Okay,
I
where's
like
the
to
guy
just
with the
leave it-
mic?
I like to just leave it on head tracking.
Alex, please.
Frenchie, where's the guy with the mic? I need to tell him to shut up because
So,
I'm streaming right
Now,
now.
say I want this roll to remove. You know what? Fist bump me here. I'm gonna give you a private lesson because you're the only person who's actually paying attention to me
I'm
here.
also paying attention.
Yeah.
Alright, you can follow me then too.
Go to the NPC. Go to the NPC. Yes. Sign up for the NPC event.
I'm gonna keep teaching for a few more seconds.
Yeah,
and hope this clears
yeah.
up.
Everybody that's probably watching my stream is also
I'm gonna
learning.
configure this role. I'm gonna configure this role so I want it to remove the player role when I hit this. So now if I hit this, it's gonna get my player D and it's not gonna track me anymore. So whenever they spawn in the lobby, please don't touch any of
Next
this.
person who touches my
Whenever they
microphone
spawn in the
is
lobby, hit this please.
Not gonna lie.
Just touch this purple zone right here. There you go.
You
Okay,
come
okay.
over to blue class.
See, no,
you
now it's
sign
not
up
tracking
at
them
the
anymore.
NPC
So whenever they're in the lobby,
Maker
you want them
pen
to
teacher
remove.
class.
See, remove. We want that. That's set up to our remove option. This is set up to our add option. So whenever the game is started and they spawn in there, you want to have this trigger zone across the whole map so that the players will get added to the role. Alright, so now that we've been over how to make... Oh my fucking god. Honestly, I don't care. I can fix it, but it's just I'm just sick and tired of it at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, like, it didn't take me long. It's just annoying at this point. I don't understand why people just come in here and do that, though. Okay, continuing. We've been over how to make this track players. We know how to make this track players. We're gonna keep these roles for later. So I will do that after. That's pretty easy to explain. Alright, so now we're gonna need to look at Gizmo to track the player. So what we're gonna do is, like I said, yes.
There's gonna be a horde of people coming over. You see all those people over there in my class?
Oh god damn it. Well, if they come over here, just know I'm gonna go to a private room with them because I'm sick and tired of being interrupted.
Branchy, I'm sorry for interrupting you, but go to the blue one to sign up for the NPC so you can get invited when it starts. It's over by Frosty the Snowman.
Right here, right now. But
Okay.
I will.
I'll invite you once it starts.
Alright.
I'm going to the NPC, Tell Pop Dirt.
I went over how to make the trigger zones move with the... Oh, fuck, that's fine. Oh. Okay, so... Okay, continuing.
I'm actually.
We've been over how to make a trigger zone move with a piston. It's the same piston. It's that Gizmo. Most of the time there's a bug, so you have to wire the base to here, to the bronze part, so that this will move with this. So now, I've set my look at Gizmo up to move and look at me. I wanted to check something. Okay, no, that's good. I wanted to make a track closest to objects. You can also add smoothing amounts to your look at by just configuring it, and it'll have like a slower turn speed on the NPC. Alright, continuing, we're gonna go with, next, I'm gonna show, like, the actual signal, because we have it looking at the player, right, but even if I throw my maker pen in here right now, I haven't filtered the trigger zones by a tag yet, so it's just moving it. It's alright, I'll fix it, but you get the point. But if I keep my maker pen...
Are you trying to get me demonetized?
Man, I'm done with your shit.
No, the little kid just came out of you.
Yeah, fuck you too. Bye-bye. Alright, continuing. Now we have to look at tracking the player, but whenever the player, like whenever it's sending the signal, it's not moving it. This is also we're gonna filter by the tags again, because if I don't do that, this can hit something like a wall even and just activate as the signal. So now I'm gonna filter this by a tag different from the one looking at it. So I'm gonna just go with I. So now that's gonna filter by the tag I. Now I need to add. I need to add something that's gonna send the signal. So you can use a cube even for this. Like that's what most people used to do because they didn't know that you could use trigger zone and tag trigger zones, and it'll be an invisible way. So whenever I tag the trigger zone to be filtered by tag wise, I want to get that same tag on there. So now see, if it bumped forward a little bit, I'm gonna stop gizmos because I have to wire this to here so that it'll move with it. Now whenever, see it's not looking at anything, so it's just gonna be constantly playing.
What the fuck was that?
Wait a sec, guys. Wait a second. That dick doesn't think I can find him, but I can find him pretty easily.
Where's the F, bitch? What's going on, bitches? Titties!
Don't worry.
What's wrong with you? Titties!
You know this is not funny, right?
It is kind of funny. Titties?
Go to hell. Eat my baby.
How can you
Go
say
to
this
hell.
variety? That's really disgusting. How can you say that?
Gotta find the player.
It's eat my baby.
New notification. My baby.
Yeah. He's already gone. Oh, there he is. Got him. Got him. Alright. So, continuing. Now, we haven't added the roll, so it's not tracking us, but now if I add myself the roll, I think it's that one. Yep. It'll be able to just go two directions. So, it's a full NPC basically is just the same thing cloned. So, you can literally just select what you want, what you need to clone. So, I need to clone this piston and these two trigger zones. And these 3 chips so that it can still keep track of all this. So when I clone this, the tags are already all set up and everything. Now, whenever you have pistons set up like this, you need to have one piston like moving along with the other. So I'm gonna get the grab part, like the black part of this piston, and put it to the tip of my other piston.
Ice cream.
Do you want to go eat ice cream in your dorm room? Continuing. You just want your trigger zones to be locked up. Depending on whether you want it to move on 45-degree angles, you can have them like with each other. Okay, put it down. I'll give them a one-time pass. So obviously this is the directions for one of my pistons and 2 of my trigger zones, one of my pistons, 2 of my trigger zones. Remember, we want these to all be wired to the same piston. So that one piston that is wired to the Lookout Gizmo and all the other objects we want to have wired. Now if I were to play Gizmos, they might have a problem because I haven't really checked yet, but see? Yeah, I wired it backwards. It's something that happens a lot, even when people have been doing this shit as long as I have.
Oh, you picked it up again, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. That backwards wiring... that backwards wiring thing I just did, that happens a lot. That's nothing, that's not something that doesn't happen at all. It's actually pretty common. We're gonna hope that works. Now, if I play Gizmos...
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Okay, it didn't wire itself. It's very annoying. There's this one bug that happens also, that like doesn't let it wire when you wire it.
You do like 3 times for it to wire.
Yeah. I forget which way I have to wire this. Let me move this down so I can actually see if it's wired or not. I'm gonna go with that first because this is all trial and error. Yeah. See, I wired it wrong. Backwards again. But we still have our one direction going, so. Still not unwiring. So if this happens, you have to like literally delete your piston and then undo it. Now I have to figure out what I have this wired to. There we go.
How do you get up there?
So this piston has to be wired to here. See? Now we got our NPC tracking every single direction. Make sense? I'm gonna go through object collision now. So when you want to have object collision,
Move the crowns.
you want the speed on that object. Like for that speed being multiplied. So if the speed's being multiplied forward, we obviously want that speed to stop if it hits an object. So we always filter the object by a tag really. I like using maker and objects. So the maker pen object tag is like the default tag. Can you watch up?
I just joined.
Can you watch up, please? I'm teaching. Thank you. But when the maker pen object filter tag is like maker pen object gets applied to every single item that's really spawned in. Like anything you create, like custom items that you create will get spawned with maker pen object. So we want to wire these that we filtered for maker pen object to the piston that has been wired to everything in the past. And whenever this is totally in zone, so let's look at our speed here. Positive, this piston is facing this way. We check where this is going. So this speed is going right here. My positive. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. It's okay. It's alright. But just back up, please. You keep getting right in the way of me. Whenever this is positive, it's hitting the forward. That means we want it to reset so that it can't keep going. It's going to constantly reset. Whenever we want it to stop going backwards, we know that since that one was positive, the other one has to be negative. So, negative, positive.
I remember one of the last classes you've done.
I put this here, and I put it outside the barrier. That's why it's not moving. Where did I put that? Where did I put that? Okay, right here. Watch. Now, if it follows me, okay, I have no idea why this didn't work. No, you can't. Oh, I did. I filtered the tag wrong. I'm pretty sure I filtered the tag wrong.
What is this?
This is an object collision NPC.
No, what is this? What do I mean this?
I know.
Dude.
Negative.
No. Stop, I'm learning.
That's positive. Yeah, I did.
Guys, look, I just found this. See, I get to keep it now. See this? Look, it was loose. It's falling on the ground. Hey, Branchy.
Man, can you stop interrupting me?
It's rude.
I'm just going through filtering. Well, you're telling me I'm rude. You're the one who's interrupting my class.
Asking you a question about it.
Man, would you leave me alone? I'm trying to teach. I've asked you like multiple times now. I don't want to have to ask again. Thank you.
What time is it for me right now? Just check.
Okay, guys, all I'm doing right now is I'm going through and I'm just filtering everything by a tag. The default tag for maker pen to be precise, because whenever you create a maker pen object, just like this cube right here, it will automatically have this tag that we filtered it by. Okay, I wired him backwards again, didn't I? I did. I hate when I do that. Boom, bam, bop, negative. Boom, bop, boom.
Lemonade.
Okay, get the fuck out of here.
Oh my god.
Man, I don't care. I'm room banning. I'm room banning that guy. Oh, wow.
Are you gonna have to restart it?
I don't know, I just enjoyed this and see what I can build, because I don't have to do anything or build
Okay,
stuff.
continuing. Because douchebags
please
keep
stop.
on trying screwing up my class.
Actually, yes, I would like to learn.
Continuing this, I have now set up the reset, so now whenever the negative is being sent, it's going to reset the speed so that it's no longer being applied when the speed is being sent. So if it looks at me this way, it's going to stop whenever it hits an object because it's resetting that speed constantly because the object's totally in the zone.
Oh, just like a, wait, I forgot the thing, like a turtle?
See?
I don't know. Forgot.
That is cool.
That's probably all I'm going to be teaching today. If you have any questions, just friend me, and I can try and help you out.
How do you make it move like that?
Well, actually, I'm going to go over one more thing that people have asked for, and that's currency. So,
It's probably
I'll spawn my...
You
You don't. You can still make currency systems without a Requiem Plus. It's just that they don't use official tokens. So this right here is basic currency system. Please don't touch any of this at all. But basically, I haven't been over the comparative yet, so I'm gonna go over that quick because that's crucial for understanding this. Back up. Let's go.
You're using in-game currency for the game.
Okay, cinematic. Nope. 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 Nope.
Okay, continuing after that weird anime slow mo. So what the comparer does, if this signal, this setting on the comparer, all it's doing is if this red signal is equal to this green signal, it's going to send a signal. So if I were to input a 1 to this red and a 1, that means they're both equal to each other, so it's going to output a 1 here. So I'm going to use output shift to show you that. You could, yes.
Code.
Isn't this for when you're making in-game currency?
See, so 1 equals 1, yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So if this does not equal 1 anymore, so
No one has
if
a
it
point. How do you
doesn't,
remember
so
this?
I don't know.
oh my god.
Like you can make it
fuck
so you have
me.
to press the right button unless.
No, that's not the first one.
So else, so since it is equal right now, guys, it's equal to each other. It's sending a 1. If I put a 1 here and 1 here, it's gonna send a 1 because it's equal. I get rid of that 1. It's sending a 0. This else signal, because if it does send it here, or else it's gonna send a signal here. So that's If another person grabs my circuit, I'm kicking you. I'm leaving actually. If another person grabs my circuits, I'm leaving.
Sorry, yeah.
I'm done teaching.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit you with this button.
What does the blue pin do?
How many people am I gonna have to kick?
Enough.
Okay, so this is does not equal to. This is the currency system and a lot of different it's like making different variables basically. So if let's say if there was if 2 players were in my game, I wanted to start the game. My palette just broke, so I can't teach anymore. Well, what I was gonna say is we can make it if there's if we got a player event chip, which basically has the number of players on it. If this signal and we input a 3, so I wanted the game to start when 3 people had joined. If the signal for the number of players sending it to there, and we have a 3, we have a 3 for the number of players and have a 3 here. The does not equal to is basically the opposite of the equal to, but saying for this situation, we were using equal to. So if the number of players in the game were 3, the game would start using the set game state chip and game chips.
Or you could make
I
it
can't really,
like if you press.
I can't really show you much more with the compare chip, but I can show you guys how this works right here. So whenever this zone is hit, it's checking whose player ID it is. So this is what keeps track of what your currency is throughout different servers. Since we're using leaderboard stats and not scoreboard chips, this currency will store whenever players leave the server. Even it saves it like even in the game forever.
So this is like the thing that saves your progress.
This is what RP Union City uses for currency systems.
I just got here. What am I supposed to do?
So this is advanced mode on the compare chip. This is advanced mode. Once it gets the player ID, it's gonna check like if you have the value, and this is checking whether or not you have it. Remember we went over that quickly. This is checking whether or not. So I want this to cost $950. So if the leaderboard stat has the value, it's gonna send it to here. It's gonna register that you have enough money. It's gonna subtract the amount of money. And it's gonna send you a message that the purchase was completed. If you don't have enough, it's gonna send the else signal. It's gonna say not enough money. Basically, all the advanced mode is doing here is telling the compare chip to output the player ID. That's all it's doing really, and keep track of player ID. That's all the advanced mode's doing. So that's like a basic breakdown of currencies. So if I add myself money and I buy this, it'll send a signal. So like you guys can screw around with that. Just don't spam it. You hit this one time, you tap here, it'll say purchase completed. You try hitting it again though, and it won't let you do it.
We have to allow me to try really quick. I just said on my phone. But what am I supposed to do?
Yo guys, I'm gonna buy my PS5 today. Let's see if I can buy it. Yay.
Oh, not enough money. Oh yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
That is really cool.
So you can make like doors open when you have enough money. Not much. You can make it so guns spawn. Like people can buy guns.
That is really cool.
Well, basically, also, I forgot to go over one thing. This is set to greater than or equal to. Remember, like in grade 3 when they taught you the alligator, like in greater than or less than in math. That's basically what this is. So we already been over equal to if this signal is equal to this signal. But in this situation, since we wanted to make it so they don't have to have exactly $950 to buy this, they can either have more than $950 or equal to $950 to buy it. So greater than or equal to. Alright, well, I hope everybody enjoyed the class today. If you did, just if you have any problems or you have any questions, just you can friend me, message me, and I can give you a brief rerun on it.
Yeah,
So is that an AI right there?
Yeah, this is an AI right here.
Is this thing from your tutorial?
I did a whole like big breakdown. I literally broke down every little chip and everything.
Yes, I do.
This guy was the only guy who stayed here the whole time and probably learned everything.
Did you memorize it?
Well, he didn't. That's the thing. The way I taught him, he doesn't have to memorize it. He can spawn the chip in and understand what the chip does to a piston, and kind of learn himself how I did it.
Yeah.
Because he understands the chips and how they work. This is how you teach somebody the right way with all the bullshit state machine stuff.
I like state machines.
Yeah, I know. And you want to know why you like state machines? Because they're easy and they're fake circuits. That's why you like state machines.
So,
Yes, but in terms
grab
of doors,
this,
they're
then I
easier.
go follow. If that is
Like, let's say you just want to make a quick door.
One on what?
Get away from me, you stupid demon. Get away. Haha, you can't pass me.
Okay, I probably just heard that.
Nice.
Bro,
This
me
is
and
used
Running
for
are
maze chase game. No, the AI, no, Mr. Fertile, no. If you don't mind them walking through walls, sure. A better option would be the Night at Freddy type NPC that I have, that I made. It would just snap on a corner.
Hey, can I try it out?
Yeah, this is pretty, yeah, this is really cool.
Yeah, you did a good job.
Bruh, me in every like NPC game. Stay away.
Is anybody here want to go play my new game?
What, that paranormal game?
Alright,
Yeah, I'll go back and scream my lungs out again.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, no joke, guys. My lungs are bleeding. You can just tell him that my lungs.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we have 5 people. This max 5 people.
Yeah.
I'll friend you.
How much is it? Like 5 people, right?
Yeah, 5 people max in this map. We're in the process. I'm in the process.
5
of
people,
making
what? Plus
a
one
farmhouse map. I'm making a farmhouse map, and it's gonna be like probably like 7 people.
Hold
as it
on.
goes.
Wait a minute. I'm getting those passive eye vibes because that's what the farm map is. But it's also a good layout too. Okay, guys, let's go.
See you guys.
Let's go to Paranormal, the game that I worked on for 1 minute.
Oh my god, you know what's funny? Jack is like such a moron, it's not even funny. It's not even... No, just imagine being so stupid and saying, oh hey, let's just hunt this kid down, even though I can literally just walk you and just freaking literally just try to fry bears or something, and you can never freaking manhunt me again. This isn't even bats. Nah, I'm vigilante, fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it again. I need to see proof of Vito. Okay, well, if I get this done. Yeah, he's one of my assistants. Here you go. Not assistants, guards. Diamond, I'll get you another shotty as well. Wait, what? Oh, wait, no! No. Don't scare me like that, Doc girl!
I'm pretty sure he's trying to rob the store. I'm gonna go tell him. Oh, hey, Dad.
Hey, you can kill him if you want. Come here, what rank are you? Tell me now.
You see a skeleton dude. Whoever kills him gets a reward.
Hey, bud, give me a sniper. Give me your sniper. I want a sniper.
No.
I'm good.
No, are you like an overlord or something? Because I'm really needing to farm someone for, points.
I'm a good boy.
Feeling's bad. Not really, but... You know. Yeah, do wheels. Oh man, I can do some damage. I gotta go turn my money in a second. You're gonna die, man. Don't run. Just take it. I told him just to take it.
Computation complete. Not guilty. No matter what cool crimes I commit, people will say, Bandit didn't do that. It was just Bandit's program. I have no free will. I am not the master of my own fate.
Can I have this thing?
Yes, sure, man.
Impossible. We have a delivery to the robot whole world.
No, he's in spawn. He's in a PBS. He blocked me. Because
Yeah, and I can go. I can literally go and team him up right now. You want me to go?
He said on
I'm gonna go.
I'll come on the screen and say, bonk you. Bonk you.
Son, philosophies for them what don't gotta work for us. The Council of Robot Elders will come to order. Please become you talk about fortune position, but as robots, you have no free will. What pretend anything you do matters? What's the point of living if I don't have free will? We robots monks have meditated gods. How does a robot join this monk outfit? Just on this monk.
Oh Jesus, please no. Please, come on. I'll do anything. Please, don't shoot me.
Run away, Daddy. That's what I recommend you do.
Zoom in. Zoom in. Ooh, you good boy.
guys.
Hey, what are you doing? Oh.
Chill.
Don't rob the place, or else I'll put a bullet between your eyes like I did with the others.
Okay, chill.
Are they robbing it?
I
No,
just
I'm
shot
not
a bunch of kids that were robbing it. Oh crap! Tried warning him.
Oh crap, sorry.
Dude, why?
I'm 40% empty. She made us upgradables in case she ever succeeded in her quest to create a free will unit. Hey, you guys got spaceship? Hey, I'm here. That's gotta count for something. I need you guys to plan the crime and take all the privacy. Well, that's crazy. We're not gonna. I say make the decision. Welcome to Mom. Good news, boss. After 10 long years, I found the secret of robotic free will. Once we give robots free will, they're sure to rise up and threaten mankind with extermination. I'll sell a second wave of robots to protect the terrified survivors of the first wave. Oh, you're a genius, Hubert. Shuffling idiot never did complete the free will unit. To this day. Wall? Ah, they're falling for your lies, but not next. Whoa. The toy vendor had free will and the real vendor didn't? Cool, eh? Not give after all. You see, I designed the operating system for all multiple robots. What did I shoot you? Poor deterministic vendor. Listen, give it a try. Okay, I will. By shooting you, you bad guy! I guess you really don't want to shoot me after all. Whoop! Said you was on. I hereby find you guilty. Oh, was the delivery to Tokyo? Not bad. Godzilla got it. Classic though.
Wait.
To the combat team. The space uniform can be humiliating, but can come out of an employee's salary without his noticing. Now here's something we can all agree on. You, sir, must be a robot of noble bearings. Well, I am sent from Prince Albert. Most unpleasant, that one. That sounds like something a year ago Professor would do. We'll take them. And boy, does it work away moisture. Balance them. Hey, what's Bender wearing instead of that crap? Oh, Lord. Did you actually buy that getup? Noble pursuit? What's noble about killing a defenseless animal? Don't be naive, Leela. Join me on tomorrow when I embark on my maiden hunt. I said join me! Wow, where'd you get the horse? None of your business. Vodka. If there's one thing I know, it's everything about it. Is that weird cat?
Yo, you a cop?
No.
You a
Well, in all my years as a hunt master, I've never seen anything like this.
stop? Okay. Well, why would you do that?
Cause I am a cop.
I would have left you alone. That's amazing. But now you gave me a free sniper.
A robot bot? Huh.
like that and cut off my hand, you gotta take a number. Shooting innocent robot ducks is wrong. Fly away, my pretties. 30-minute head start.
This injunction suspends all robot fox hunting for 24 hours.
Motion destroyed. The hunt shall resume at sunup.
Where's the ice cream?
I've got one more shenanigan up my sleeve.
But you promised us way back ice cream.
Oh, here. You, sir, have been outfoxed. Let the hunt begin. There's more places to hide in that dark forest. On the other hand, I can run faster through that open meadow. Deviously clever, that... Oh, for God's sake. And again, a nice run through a meadow.
Why are you shooting me?
So cute. Horseshoe crowd.
My God.
Here they are. Freshly laundered and...
Shoot or not, I'll kill that robo-rat!
What are you doing?
Dang it! He jumped on the PATH train to New Jersey.
I'll have to carve a sandwich out of this tree branch. Ow! That was my second favorite angle! You lousy son of a... Oh, I get it. You freed me.
This box is ours.
Fox. Ah, yes. Have at it. We are not hunting fox today. What is it, little buddy? Is it a layer cake? Or maybe World Series tickets?
You should all be ashamed. Me for my hatred of a mechanical fox that tore up my side, and who I'd like to throttle. Where's the huntmaster?
Remember when you said nobody leave and then you turned your head briefly? He left an hour before that. I'd have told you to learn to avoid my anti-gravity snares by now. I did. Too bad you didn't. I can't shoot you.
Bender, I found your trigger finger.
Ah, now I can. Oh! Hey, wait a minute.
I guess it's okay.
Kill you once, like, just to level up.
Yeah, the other manhunt's over. Can I have my shotgun back? Oh, dude, that's the...
Fry, that's disgusting. What? You double dipped. I don't smell Bavarian style vomit. Where's Oktoberfest?
This is Oktoberfest.
Careful, another, sir?
No, I wouldn't want to ruin my Oktoberfest by becoming intoxicated.
I enjoy partying as much as the next fellow, but this is Oktoberfest. Good day, sir. I just recently started always having strep to be in a sauce suspension. Can I get in on this? Sure, I don't care. So you are using pork that's been aged for 3,000 years? Bam!
Sit up straight. Not all. Hey, it's still the famous Oktoberfest chicken dance.
Get out now.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Hey, dude.
I'm a good guy. I'm a good guy. Okay.
I'm trying to threaten someone by throwing a clipboard on their face 87 times in a row.
Hey, you're damn. Man. If you let me kill you a couple times, you killed me a couple times, you killed me a couple times, you killed me a couple times.
I'm literally a henchman, you won't get nothing off me.
Jungle's come, jungle's come, jungle's come.
That's good. Where's Frog?
Calm down, Small. Just take it.
Can I kill you? No. Yep, no shotgun anymore, boys. Wait, 7,000? Damn, I need some more money. Yes, just kill him. Oh, crap.
Fuck.
What was I crying about? Oh, we were just cutting onions, honey. Let's keep going. I don't know how Bender and I do all this work by ourselves. Maybe we should hire a delivery boy. Phew. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Whoever, one of you, may think so. Anyone dumb enough gets stuck in ice, probably Neanderthal. What's this? Oh, it's some kind of chicken hat. It's cute.
Why you stare at prehistoric Bigfoot?
Because it makes me feel happy.
Life for our ancestors peaceful until Homo sapiens arrive. We suggest interbreed. We get trapped by encroaching ice age. Now, we sealed in under a sky of ice. The Ravens brought word for you, sir. My thoughts expand the finals in October. Jim, we got huge hole melted in ice. How passes a Chavez Ridge?
My fellow big brows, are you with me? I should be happy. Bender's sausage just won 3rd place.
3rd place? Is it that great?
Yeah, you can stop crying. I don't think you can, it's not. Are you on controller?
I'm being chased by a bitch.
I don't think you can do it. To run.
Yeah.
Okay,
Be
go away.
like, get my money from my mouth.
Technology like us, but we have something they don't have.
I wonder having 2,000.
Look at those pathetic cavemen down there, loading their silly cannibal.
Bigfoot Congress, do you want to know how to get up it?
Yes, it's just me and you, chicken hat.
Oh.
What are the Chad doing with Homo sapien?
Look like interbreeding.
I should have pointed how to spin the gun, but that matters. If I get one, I'll use it. They're all trying to, they're non-stop trying to vote for me.
Yeah, can I have a gun?
Sorry,
No, guys, I'm not with Jack. I'm not with Jack.
Hey, don't throw that
That's
guy.
what the game is.
That's the guy that was helping.
Little Johnny Johnson! Gene Tinker, Bus, Charles Kiley, Train, and the clipping goes to Philip J. Fry! Most of all, my dear nephew,
No.
No, I can't. No, I can't.
This is an ATM.
Come here, please.
Check this right here. Hold that button. You're a thief. You're a
Where did he go? Where did he go?
I don't think Gram likes that place. And I know Shabba don't. I sure wish they could come with us.
About to lose his greatest life, all because it's so
I just lost track. He doesn't have the balls to attack us, remember? He doesn't... Oh!
Bro, if anybody knows how I book it,
He just died.
Yo, you don't have the balls to go. Oh my god!
Crunchy.
Yo, we're gonna go. Hey, at the door, at the door, at the door.
Can we even exit?
Oh my god, you saw it, right? I just crawled it into a ball. No.
Can we exit? Big. This thing is gigantic.
Oh, man.
Get over here.
Push me off the map. Hey, yo, you suck. You can't come down here.
Don't leave me here.
Oh, dude, he's here. I'm done. I'm done. You know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna. Yeah, I'm just gonna. Oh crap!
Hello?
Run! Bro, we can't do it. End the game, Branty. We can't do this anymore. You can't kill. You know what? Just die. Hey, you don't scare me. Man, this goes sweet. Okay.
He's gonna spawn here again.
Oh my god. No, 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 no. I'm like not even looking right now. Oh my god. Now I'm pushing out the map. Hell no. I gotta go. Oh, it's small man. If I see him, I'll go. Yep. Yep. Oh crap.
Branchy?
It's so much scarier in the dark. The eyes on that thing in the dark is terrifying.
Branchy, I mostly don't get it. Why did you release the
guys, you hate the new Ghost? It's terrifying.
I mostly don't get it why you released Krampus already.
Way creepier than the Jack.
Dude, I don't get why you
way creepier than the Jack Ghost.
Branchy, I don't get why you released it Krampus when it's not even Christmas.
Because Christmas came early. Shut up.
Oh yeah.
Just goes like Christmas came.
This update. This update's called the Christmas came early update.
Okay, let's see who's gonna be the ghost.
Can I say one thing? I hate
it's you. It's not Krampus. It's not Krampus. No.
No. No, I hate you. I am done with your game. I am going home. I am done. Staying in my dorm room. Like, who heard me scream like a baby?
I heard you scream like a baby. It was great.
Bro, no, this is me. Right when it came out, nowhere else like this.
Remember when you were sitting in the corner in the dark and you weren't scared by it? The thing is, it gets worse in the dark because it has a neon mouth and neon eyes. So you can just see his eyes and mouth. Yeah, the monster is in here right now.
Touch this EMP device. Whatever.
He doesn't have balls. He doesn't have balls to spawn right there. Oh!
I didn't even say it. What do you want about?
See, this one's a little less scary than the other one.
Yeah, but the other one's really huge though. That's what makes it scary.
Do you like this?
I might make the Jacko Ghost. I might make the Jacko Ghost really big.
Okay, now give me a
Yeah, no one's watching the stream, so like I'm gonna end it.